Hi, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Joining myself, Southside, is Big Stevie and Oxshare will be with us just shortly. How you doing, big man?
Brand new. You know what night it is, mate? It's Dream Team Wednesday, yes.
Aye, Dream Team Wednesdays, you say. That's a good start already, just before we come on air. But looking forward to tomorrow, big man.
Yep, sure are, mate. And after the game there at the weekend, the spirits are high. There's some support out there. It's the phone calls I've been getting. There's tons of bells out there with no tickets. Right? Great support. So onwards and upwards, we can do it, man. We're a good European team, mate. There's nothing stopping this mob getting right into them and getting the 3 points. Absolutely. At least a draw. A draw would be a no bad result, if we were honest, and bringing the rest of the games back to Ibrox. That way, we'll get through this group. We really will.
Aye, mate. I'm not fearing it, and I think we've proved in Europe that we can be all right. No started too well, obviously, this side of the year, but I think confidence for the game on Saturday against. Who do we play against? I just forgot there. Hearts, aye, Hearts. I think they were. I think they would think they didn't show up. Hibs didn't show up. I thought they were going to cause problems, but it was good to see that they came out and tried to play football against the Stevie and tried to play out for the back. Because I think that's when it gave us a chance to go and try and press what he was implementing and talking about for what he gave us in the presser. So for not having a lot of time to work with the team, I think we've seen that improvement straight away.
Aye. Listen, let's not get carried away. Hibs were poor, right? But what we've got to say is we scored 4 goals, and let's be honest, Big Deserts could have had a hat-trick easy. And Lammers hitting the post for there, man. I nearly lost a set of glasses. I was flinging them down the top of that Cotland Road. How the one boy missed that? But anyway, the bottom line, it was 4-0 going on about 8. And that's credit to Rangers, the way they shut down. They done the good bits after. See the work after the ball, the running, the shutting down, the chasing back. That's the good. We've not seen that, and that's what we've seen there on Saturday. So, aye, Aberdeen's on the rosy. Aberdeen's good. Good start for Big Philip, and let's take it for there.
Aye, I think what we wanted to see, Stevie, was probably just the urgency. We've seen a style and a structure more than style. So, and I think we've seen that. And I think for what we could gauge for what he was talking about, I thought even when they spoke to him after the game and he tried to single out a certain player or two, he decided to say, no, it's merely a team effort. His more seems to be it's team all the time, although he will probably speak about the odd player when he stands out. He keeps emphasising team.
Aye. Well, listen, mate, I'm beginning to think the manager must have been listening to Rangers Radio, because we talked about guile and we talked about a heart and desire. And we've seen that. We've seen the tackles going on. We've seen the Raskin and Big Laustrom and that. They were slide tackling all day long. And you've seen a wee bit of fight, determination. And you're right, that's all we ask for, is to give 100% on that field, and we're happy. And 99 times out of 100, when we do give everything, you're going to have the 3 points in the bag, mate. It's as plain as simple as that. I mean, Butland never had much to do, did he? Let's be honest. You know? And for me, the crowd were excellent from the start to the end. It was a good day, mate. It was an absolute good day all round.
I think the only thing that disappointed us, you've probably seen it yourself, Stevie. We asked for the commitment for the team, the squad, showed desire and a bit of heart for 90 minutes. And yet I was shocked at the amount of people that was leaving. Don't get me wrong, you're entitled to leave if you want. I mean, you get the Subway Loyal going, but there was people leaving long before that. If you looked through, you would have seen it for you, and I could see it for where I was sitting. That pretty shocked me, considering that was probably our best performance of the season in front of the new manager. And I thought most people would have wanted to have stayed for the 90 minutes, or most of the people, a lot more than what did, and cheer the team off.
Aye. A wee bit disappointing, mate, but I don't think there was any malice meant in any of it. It's just the way the support is at times. Sometimes you can look at 85 and the place is empty, still with 5 minutes to go plus injury time, but I don't think there was any malice. And I mean, for the card display at the start and the reception that he got when he walked onto the park, I'm like yourself. I'd have liked to have seen more bells there at the end to clap the Rangers team, give them a wee bit of confidence, because we have given them a bit of stick, and rightly so, but when they're doing good, you've got to give their due, As I said, I thought they'd done the dirty side of the game good, mate. The closing down, the running, the defending, all the dirty side of the game, and they were certainly flying in by the tackles, slide tackling and getting at their roles. And that is again, we'll get back to that, so we want. But as far as the support's concerned, it's unbuttoned, the Rangers support, what could they really say, I don't think there was any malice, but the bottom line is, I get what you're saying. They maybe should have more stayed for him being his first game and the team doing so well. It's definitely the best performance of the season for me, mate. Aye.
I'll tell you what, it'll do then. I think Ox has got technical difficulties. I think trying to go on and out the show. He's been coming in here, but hopefully join us. But what we'll do is we'll listen to what Clement said the night in the interview for the game tomorrow, Stevie, and then we'll come back to talk about what he says. All right, pal?
That's our plan. We'll do that. Yes, let's go.
Well, can you just tell us your squad news? Obviously, we've seen that John Sterling and Bonham haven't travelled. Can you just update us, especially in that left back situation, who the squad is looking?
That there's no left fullback in the squad, or not a natural one. So I'm not a coach who likes to continue making circles when there's a problem. I look for solutions. So it will be another player who will not play in his normal position to fill that position and do the job for the team. So we need to find solutions.
How big concern is that, not having a natural left back for a game of this magnitude?
Like I said, you can keep on talking about that and being negative about that. No, then somebody else needs to step in and do the job for the team. So I expect everybody to attack together, to defend together, to move together. So this position also, you have different things to do. So attacking, defending, it's same with midfielders. They're sometimes attackers, they're sometimes defenders. So I want that mindset for my players, and that somebody steps in, maybe in a different way than he did before, but do the job.
You have likes of Ben Davies, you've John Lundstrom that are left-footed that can play there, and you're confident you've got the guys in the squad that can fill that gap?
I'm confident in the squad, yeah.
His Warner's injury, is it likely to be out for some time, please?
We hope to get him back towards the weekend, or at least next week, so it's not a really big one, but of course the timing is really bad, because Ritvan is not on this European list. That's a decision made before my time, so I cannot do anything about that also. Dujon being injured also, so a lot of things come together there.
Were you surprised at all, given what you've seen of Ritvan so far, that he wasn't on the European squad?
No, like I said last week, it's a white page. It's a new story for all the players, getting their chances. I don't look back what happened a few weeks ago or a few months ago. It's not important anymore. Those decisions are made. I don't know with what information or what ideas. It's not important. I have a lot of other things to do. For the moment, it's been a very busy week, and I'm focused on the future with this team and not on the past.
Saturday was a very positive performance and result for the players and for the fans. How many more levels will the players need to find for tomorrow night against a very good Sparta side?
We need to show a better level than on Saturday, because this is a better team. They're really good on the ball, good quality players, good structure, good coach also. They play a home game. It's also different. So we need to be with all team on our toes. But I saw good signals these last 2 days with the trainings that everybody is up to a great European evening, and you know, those evenings you need to be very focused, very concentrated, and you need to take your moments.
Philippe, you've managed many games in European competition at your previous clubs. Do you think this was a reason that you were one of the reasons you were the outstanding candidate to become the new manager of the club? And also, how important is European football to you this season?
I cannot answer this question because I didn't make the decision. I was just a candidate. But yeah, it's of course it's good to have experience in that way and to know what are the important things in these evenings. It's also somebody evenings that I like, that I love. All the vibe around European games, also coming in different places, different stadiums. I had also a really good feeling today when I came on the pitch. I just said it to Todd. I didn't remember, but when I came in the stadium, I recognized the stadium because more than 20 years ago we qualified here with Belgium for World Cup 2002. So those things give something special on evenings like that.
You say you have a good feeling. What represents a positive result for you tomorrow night? Is a draw a good result? Do you come here to win? How do you view the game?
That depends on the game. And I don't have this crystal ball already to know how the game will be, but it can be that it's a really difficult game and at the end we score a goal and we get a draw and it's a really good result. But I always come, and I see also this mentality with the players. We always come, home games, away games, doesn't matter. We play to win. So that's what we're going to try to do. But we know if we can do this here, you make a really important step in this group.
Good evening, guys. I'm with the Czech News Agency, and I would like to ask the coach about your relationship with Brand Priske, because he said very nice things about you in the press conference, that he admires you as a person, as a coach, and you spent great years, great time. You had a great time in Brugge, and he wishes you good luck, but not in the following weeks. So what can you tell us about the relationship with him? Thank you.
Yeah, we know each other already a long time. Brian was before playing in Genk, my old club. After he came to Bruges, we played together. We kept in touch the years after because we had a good relationship in the club. Later on, he became also coach in Belgium, in Antwerp. So I know him already a long time. He's a really, really nice person. He's also a football addict, so that's a good way to spend good evenings together, that we can talk about football. And yeah, he's a really good person. So I'm happy he said good things about me. He knows also bad things about me also. So. No, it's going to be great to see each other again because it's been a while now. But we're both also people that love each other before and after the game. During the game, it will be a little bit less.
Philippe, what's some of the key differences when you're going from domestic football to European football? What's some of the key differences for you as a coach, given how you've worked previously? Do you need to adapt more to the opposition, or are you still trying to dominate the ball as much as you would in a league game?
No, I want to create a team that tries to be dominant every game, also even against teams that are better than us. We have qualities in the squad. Of course, it's the beginning of a story. But I see players with a good focus for the moment in the trainings, in the meetings also. When we explain which way we want to go, they try to do the right things on the pitch, off the pitch also. So I hope to create a story as fast as possible, together to make it as strong as possible. And we still have a margin of progression for sure. And that's what we're going to work on now. Yeah, every 3 days. The next 2 weeks and a half, we will have 6 games. So it's going to go hard. We need the squad fit. We need players fit. That we can make a good rotation also in that way. That every second of the game we can be sharp in the football we want to play.
Todd, can I just ask how the difference in confidence has been after the weekend? Has it been a big weight lifted for a lot of the players?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, we were going through a pretty tough period, and yeah, to win at home quite convincingly was good for the players, and yeah, it's provided a good confidence boost. Yeah.
Gentleman at the back.
Good evening, Coach. Pavel Telšara from Czech Radio. What can you tell us about Abdellah Sima? He seems to be in a good shape. 6 goals in previous 5 games. As you maybe know, he used to play for Slavia Prague here. Thanks.
Yes, I know, because I played with Genk against Slavia that period also, and we bought also Simon Daly in Slavia after when I was in Bruges, so I followed the competition a lot. Abda is doing a really good job this season. He's very motivated, also soldier for the team, not only thinking about scoring goals and giving assists, but also doing his defensive job. What's a really important part of our football also, that everybody needs to work, and if we do it all together, then we're a strong block, what they showed already on Saturday in parts of the games, and that's something we're going to need tomorrow also. So if somebody is not thinking about himself, he's doing the job for the team.
Todd, can I just say, obviously been a frustrating time for you, been out injured, you come back at the weekend. Where are you at in terms of physical? Are you kind of 80-90%, and do you feel enough you're ready to start a game?
Yeah, obviously I had a good period out, 6 weeks really, since the injury, but no, I feel in a good place. It was obviously nice to get some game time at the weekend, and physically I feel good. It's something that it's probably been a base of my game for a long time, would be my overall fitness, so I'm hoping that I'm in a good enough position. Yeah.
Todd, I know the manager's sitting next to you, so you're going to have to be nice to him, but how has it been?
Also when I'm not sitting here, because I will know everything afterwards.
Otherwise he starts on the bench.
Yeah. Maybe now also. Yeah.
How's it been since he's come in? What's changed for you as a group of players since Philippe's come in?
Yeah, obviously, as a player, you're going to go through periods where, you experience different managers, different styles. Obviously, we were going for a tough period, and it was difficult for the boys and for everyone. But, since the boss has come in, he's implemented the way he wants to play. He's made it clear, like he said, it's not going to happen overnight. I don't think anyone's got the power to do that to a group of 20 lads. But listen, we're all in. We're looking forward to the games, and obviously we got off to a great start, so we're excited just as much as you guys.
Last couple, guys.
So just in terms of being out for that 6-week period, how are you as a patient? How are you sitting in the stand watching the team, especially when results were tough for the boys?
Yeah, no, it was really difficult, because like you say, the results took a turn for the worse, and when you're injured, you feel a little bit helpless. Although you're in and around the changing room, you can't really affect anything that's happening, and for someone that doesn't like being injured, which I'm sure most people don't, it was difficult. But like I say, we've got to move forward now, and we started the first game with a really good result, and we're looking forward to getting out there tomorrow.
Todd, you touched upon it a little bit there, but just where does the Europa League fixture in terms of priorities for this squad, and for yourself in terms of having a stage to show your talent?
Yeah, I mean, I think the important thing when you play for a club like Rangers is that you put your personal accolades and your personal feelings aside. It's really important that playing for this club, that everything is built around the team and what happens out there tomorrow. Naturally, everyone at Rangers or associated with Rangers wants to go as far as we can. Obviously, history would show that we've done well in this competition. So as there's a lot of new faces, obviously you want to try and emulate that or do one better. But I think football games are difficult to predict, I think.
Well, thanks for that, folks. We're back, gentlemen.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
Apologies for the technical difficulties from my good self at the start. How are you doing, Southside? All right?
Aye, mate. Aye, good. Aye, good to come away for Ibrox with 3 points, as we were just talking about. Aye, and been out and getting some exercise with Old Bear during the week, so contributing down to Edmondson House into the coffers. So aye.
Good. How are you, Stevie? How are you, big man?
I'm brand new, very much the same as my wingman, yes. Aye. Happy days, 3 points, 4 goals, none against. And get into an important game tomorrow night, which I think we'll do okay.
What are you feeling? What's your vibes? You're both experienced campaigners. What's your vibes for the new manager? Start with you, Stevie.
I'm pretty much looking forward to. I mean, right away you could see the formation. I think in that game we played 4-4-2. You know, and you could see people fighting, desire. You know, the vibes I've got with him coming in. I'm optimistic, mate, but it's not going to happen overnight. He talks about planting the seed. Just let's see what it brings. Games will bring it. Get more knowledge of the players, the team, and things will change slowly but surely.
Aye. Initial thoughts, Southside?
I think he's got a presence. I think he's come across in the interviews. I think players probably watched his interview when he first came in and sat there with Bisgrove and judged him probably on what he said, and then obviously since he's come into the building. But I think he's got knowledge, I think he's got experience, I think he's got a structure, and I think you'll slowly see it as the weeks go by. And I think the players will probably buy into it when they start to see the results, which was baby steps on at the weekend. But it just showed you what you've seen from the players in a structure and in a sort of style. And people have been alluding to it's a 4-4-2. Sometimes it was a 4-1-3-2. At times the way it's set up, Lundstrom was in the middle. At times he's selling, you seen Raskin further forward. Sometimes it looked like a 4-3-3 as well at times, Ox. As well as probably a 4-4-2.
You don't think the board it takes that Southside?
Aye, I think.
You can set up teams with fancy formations all you want, but the board takes it, doesn't it?
Aye, and how you're passing through and what way you're wanting to play. As you noticed, Tal wasn't bombing right down the wings all the time. And even when Yilmaz come on, they didn't do it all the time either. Sometimes they did, but it wasn't just swung in the box. And the other thing I noticed was, many times did you see Dessers run offside at the weekend? None.
Maybe didn't flag.
You know, so there's obviously wanted them to play together a bit tighter. You noticed Lammers was a bit closer and Seema were closer to him at times, and then sometimes Seema went out in the wing. But they all seem to have an idea, and they knew what they were doing in that short space of time. So you can see that the guys got a plan and an idea and a structure of how to set out a football team.
Aye, so we'll move on to his interview tonight, Stevie. I think he's no mug. He's not going to be roped into saying things in the media, and I think he comes across as a strong character, Stevie.
Aye, definitely. I said that last week. I think he's going to be a manager that's not going to give a lot away, and it seems to be the case. He's straight to the point, mate, and he's hard and fair. You know, and that's what I want in a Rangers manager. You know, he doesn't give nothing away. He's not going to get sucked in by the media to stupid questions so they can get a reaction, you know. I don't think he's got that in his locker at all. I don't think he's stupid. I think he's experienced. And that's exactly the difference between the last couple of managers and him, I think. He's not going to give a lot away because he's experienced and he knows what he's doing.
The way he handled the left back situation, he can't change some of it. He can't help somebody being injured. He just, you know, he was quite upfront with Southsider.
He batted it away, that it wasn't in his control or anything like that. There's nothing he could do. Michael Beale gave us the reasons why at the time that Yilmaz and Kieran Dale weren't going to be playing, which is probably, Old Bears always said Kieran Dale, if he'd been in the squad, could have probably played left back in his opinion. So, he's just got to go with what he's got. He didn't really say anything else. I think we can just sort of think for ourselves who might go in at left back tomorrow. He also says, obviously, we never seen Sterling at all. So, we're going to have a wee dilemma there. So, it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Ben Davies for you, or do you go with the three at the back?
I think you might probably. I would probably use Ben Davies as a left back, probably, just because he's a bit more experienced than that. But he might go with a young boy Divine, but I don't see it. But here, you never know.
What are you thinking, Southside Stevie?
Aye, I think you might go with Ben Davis, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might go with him. Aye, 100%. Look, that's the good thing about this, isn't it? Normally you'd say, oh, that's got to be the case. But look, he mentioned that it's out of his hands. Clement said that it's totally, this is something that happened when I was here. It's out of my hands and been injured. So, aye, it's, I definitely think that he's a manager. As I said, we just spoke a minute ago, he's not going to give much away. Nobody will know what that team is around before the kick-off. But I think Ben Davis, I think he'll go with Ben Davis, Ox. What do you think, Ox?
Well, I don't know a lot about the opposition. If they had a flying machine outside right, if that makes sense, outside, I would think, would it be right to play Ben Davis out there? Yeah. You know, I would have to look at the opposition, and I'd maybe look at why they play, and then you could maybe go with the three, and then push Tav up, and have somebody else playing further up on the left-hand side, and give extra bodies in midfield, but have the three disciplined at the back. Suter to the right, I would play Ben to the left and Connor in the middle. If you were going to do that, I would think, yeah, or maybe be Suter in the middle and Connor to the right, I don't know. So there's options of formation there, so I say, but I would look at the opposition, yeah.
He knows the manager, and he did in his last sort of press conference. He actually picked the formation that they play, so he's obviously had them studied, or we know a bit about them, and it will probably depend on that if they have a flying winger. Ben Davis isn't blessed with loads of pace or anything like that. Like you say, you could have to have pushed up, play the back three. It's not something that he's ever said he would play or has played to my knowledge, but feeling that he might just take a chance on young Devine if he feels like that's what he's going to do. We don't know, but it'll be interesting. But I think the way we're playing, we're not relying on our two fullbacks going forward all the time to cross the ball, and I think we've seen that for the game at the weekend. So if he's looking just to play somebody sitting in, and hopefully we can protect him if it is one of the young boys in the system, then he'll probably go with it. I think he's bold enough to try it, Ox, you know.
Southside, did I tell you what happened to me the other day?
No, what happened to you?
I was on the phone to a mutual friend of yours. He was in a shop. He said, I can't talk to you when I'm shopping. Yeah.
Right, aye, shopping, right.
Is that right, Mr. Stevie?
No.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
On you go. Take your jollies. On you go.
No. What I'm going to ask, if the listeners would like to have a go and phone in and have a go which shop Stevie was in at the time.
All right.
You can't even remember Southside.
Somebody catch you somewhere you shouldn't have been.
I can't mind, mate. I really can't. I've been in that many shops this week. It's been unreal. So I can't even tell you what one he's talking about. But he has caught me off a hawk, you know. Getting done. The rollbacks. I might have been in Asda, aye. No, where was I? I can't think.
Right. Anyway.
Is that a shop that I hate?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Right, okay.
Right, so what are you thinking about the formation, Steve? Do you think that's a possibility?
Listen, look, the other thing I know, if he does play Ben Davis, he's a wee bit more experienced than a young boy Devine, isn't he? And height-wise, coming into the box, it's giving you another kind of tallish guy, innit? I don't know what height the boy Devine is. I reckon he's about 6 foot, you know, but I think Davis is a wee bit taller, but that's the options. As the formation goes, you could be right, Ox. You could be right, but I don't know. I really don't know. He might stick with 4-4-2, no?
I possibly, Stevie. I would think this is where you have to look at the opposition and see what your cards you've got, if that makes sense, yeah. You know. Right, I suppose we better get these phone lines opened up.
That's I get the bells in.
Aye, come in and talk to us. Nothing else worth watching tonight unless you want to watch Newcastle or Man City. So if no, come in and talk to us.
Well, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yes, it was good to get Todd Cantwell back at the weekend. South side, right in front of you. Yeah, an exquisite bit of skill.
Aye. He's on the pull the boarding out there straight away. Aye, it's unbelievable. He's got that in his locker. He's done it. He done it before as well. Did he know it in front of the Govan stand last year? Somebody pinged a ball right there and they pulled it out there and just trapped it. He's got great balance and vision, and you can see he was a breath of fresh air when he came on the park. Ox. He's got that in his locker. The shimmies, the wee flicks, and the skill when he goes by a man, he can inject the pace as well. And for been out for so long and coming back, he certainly looked sharp, didn't he? Like on the ball, he was getting right across the park and putting a bit of injection into the team. So aye, as long as he said earlier on in his presser as well, he feels okay fitness wise. He's always got a good general fitness level. So it'll be good to see him on the park and getting back to linking up the play and see if we thought, like before, a lot of people said Lammers and Cantwell couldn't play together. And even if we can get Tom Lawrence or somebody like that back as well, even if we could get three of them on the park together playing in a system, that would be good to see an on time.
Pass of the day, Stevie Cantwell at the weekend.
Aye. Nobody seen it, did they? Apart from him. You know, Tom Cantwell's got something that I like in a player. He's got a bit of swagger, mate. He's absolutely got a bit of swagger. He's brilliant, and he's no shy attack winner, by the way. You know, but to clip the ball out there the way he did, and then that pass, I mean, that was worth a ticket money alone, wasn't it? Everybody's looking that way, and he just cut it back in the way. It was brilliant, absolutely top class. And a wee bit of fitness for him there at the weekend, and that gets him up to speed for tomorrow night. So, looking good for Todd.
It's funny, Stevie, somebody rolls the ball 5 yards, we're talking about it. It's so simple, but it's what makes the game great, isn't it?
Aye. He's got a vision, mate. He's just a good player, man. And I love him for the way he's grasped the club and the fans. No, he's a big fan's favourite, mate. You know, and the boy's different class. If he can just get settled down and get him into the wee role we know he likes, then, you know, things will come for him, you know. They really will.
Southside.
Aye, I think just even talking about Cantwell and the rest of the team, Stevie, we've got to hope that the players that we've got in the squad, we're hoping that they'll come good now through a manager that's going to give them a bit of confidence and a bit of belief in them. When they see a structure getting put in front of them, we're hoping that some of the players that haven't showed up for the so far will all start to come good as we go on. So that's what we're looking for, and we could see wee telltale signs in Saturday that even Dessers gets on the score sheet. And I thought he took his goal well, Ox. Did you know the way when Cantwell slipped him in? Most people might have snatched at it.
Great finish, mate. Great finish.
I think people might have thought he snatched at it because when Lammers played a great pass through at him, I thought hit it first time, probably with a bit of confidence, he probably would have. But he chose to try and cut inside, and then for there it was like blocked until Seema managed to score it. But I think now Ox will maybe see the players get a bit more confidence and a bit of belief in a style and a system, and hopefully it'll give them confidence to start showing us that they aren't the bad players. They just didn't really have an idea of a structure and a system with the other manager.
Right. I thought it was a nice finish with Dessers. You've got to give credit where it's due. Talking about that, I read something today. It's hard to believe. Stevie, 3 years ago today, it's a famous goal for us. You know, it was a brilliant goal with Jermaine Defoe, with a pass with James Taman. Yeah, I think it was against Livingston. and he just stroked into the net on the one movement. Poetry in motion. A great finish, a great centre forwards goal, Steve, here.
Oh, it was the half. Different class. It was just stroked into the net, you know, and the kind of half volley right into the net, bent in. It was an amazing goal. Some ball right to him, and I think it was Tav. And then the way he's just ran onto it effortlessly and just stroked it into the net. It was brilliant, man. Absolutely different class. Yes, good striker's goal, mate.
Yes, top strikers, south side there.
Aye, wonderful goal. You watched it for where the ball travelled for Tav in the air to watch it come right more or less where he should have to a point as it was just dropping and then just to make a perfect connection. It's a wonderful goal, absolutely class. You know, that's what you expect for a player of Jermaine Defoe's quality.
The only thing I would have said, I would have pirouetted and backheeled it in. I've got to be honest with you, you know what I mean?
You were doing that for your break.
It was brilliant. Right, but talking about that, I'm going to put you to the spot, right? That was lovely the way we began at that, right? I mean, you don't know this is coming.
This is, here we go. Here, Stevie, this was that. See, when this is this, aye, now we're going to get asked nonsense or something.
Now, I'm going to keep it simple because I know these are simple boys, right? So, so what I'm going to do is, look, think, we're talking centre forward goals here. We're not talking about goals for 30, 40 yards. Centre forwards goals, poachers goals, whatever you like. Think back what your top three was. And, well, it's only a bit of fun, so don't go nuts. I'm not examining your brains now because that was a tremendous finish. We'll talk about that for years. Right, you're on the spot. I'll give you a couple of minutes to think, right? Hard to believe it was 3 years ago, wasn't it?
I'm struggling to think how Kevin Kyle scored a goal like that or something.
Did he score?
You know, John Daly. I'm struggling here, man. You're killing me.
Oh, you're pin-up south side.
No, not
that. Talking about pin-ups, by the way, I've ordered you to the Stacey C K-pop group Rangers taps, the crop bands for the summer next year.
Plan with it, I'll need to get my belly button pierced. I'll need to be a harpoon right enough.
Right, you got one south side.
Aye, up off the top of my head, I would say Super Ali coming back. I would have been after his broken leg against Hibs. Up there, wasn't it? Across the city. Final, wasn't it? The overhead kick.
1993.
His leg with Scotland, that was his first game back.
1993, aye.
The overhead kick. Important game in a final. I mean, the ball came out, he sort of twisted it up and then just done the overhead kick, didn't he? Just bang, right in the corner. That came to the top of my head there.
All right, okay, great goal. Set up forwards goal, aye. Stevie, you won?
Aye, yep, I'm going to go for big Mark Hateley. Ibrox, what a header. Mark Walters pings the ball and the big man just puts it in the bin. The day we won the league at Ibrox against Aberdeen. What a header, man. I went for Big Mark because he went for McCoy, so I'm trying to break it up a wee bit.
All right, okay. Two fabulous goals. That'll be a special goal and all. Aye. All right. Okay, we've been joined by Big Al. All right, big man.
Yes, excellent. Aye, that one with McCoist in the School Cup came on as a sub, didn't he? Overhead kick, belter there, goal. Wonderful goal.
30 years ago, Big Al.
I was going to say, I had a picture of you in a pink leotard doing pirouettes, man. My God. I hope there's a St John's ambulance. I hope there's a St John's ambulance about when that's happening.
He likes a pint gin and all, Big Al.
Aye. What was it you said about you two earlier?
What was that?
What was it you said about the two of them earlier? A couple of distinguished gentlemen. What was it you said?
I don't think I said that, mate. I've never said that.
Because I think of them as a couple of old brewers. That's a picture.
How are you, big man?
Oh, I'm good. Southside said something earlier. I was actually thinking that when I was watching the game, that Dessler was in the offside. So that shows that the manager's got into them, gave them some proper instructions. Follow these instructions. Do not deviate from these instructions, and we'll see how it goes. You know what I mean? So it all bodes well for the future, I think.
Hi, Gal.
Yes, how are you, Stephen?
How's the Pampas gas? All right.
I've been thinking about that lately. Is Southside got Pampas grass? Is he in the club?
You better ask him.
Southside, would you have Pampas grass?
I would have that, aye.
But the only reason I don't put my keys in the bowl is I'm too scared. Not that somebody's going to pump my wife, that somebody steal my car.
That's what I was going to say. Your motor's up for grabs, big man.
I've got a couple of good motors, no danger. I need to buy a second-hand one, take it for a night out. But no, look, I think the manager's come in. I've still got a bit of reservations because we've been stung a few times with this, but I mean, he seems to he comes across really eloquently, which is good. Like Hawk said earlier, he doesn't give too much away. I like the wee bit of interaction with him and Todd Cantwell when they were talking about, you know, just the wee quip saying, I don't know what you're up to type of thing. I mean, here's hoping that he can come in and make drastic change. I'm not mean drastic changes and get rid of all the squad, just drastic changes to the mentality of the players. Maybe drastic. He seems to also, what I've noticed, he seems to. I hope he's not biting off too much than he can chew, but he seems to be like with an eye on the medical, an eye on the injuries, and he's wanting to know everything. You know what I mean? Which is a good thing, I think. I don't think you're micromanaging that. I just think as a good manager, you need to know exactly what's happening. You have people in place to bring all that to you. You know what I mean? And then you can make a positive judgment moving forward. So, it looks good. Looks good.
Some of the sort of statements he's coming with, small things I'll show that he.
That's what I'm meaning.
He wants to know why the guy's only fit enough. He wants to, and things that we've sort of discussed, if you've been honest.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying, Ox. I think a good manager knows that. And see, by doing that sends out a message as well to people that might not want to pull their socks up right to their knees. There's an eye in me here. You know what I mean? So instead of getting that 90%, you're getting 100%, like, because you're not wanting to get a row, if you like, after the headmaster.
When you mentioned that, one of the ones that came out when he mentioned that Roof wasn't fit enough to play, and he played the previous game. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're thinking, right, what's happened that he's not get fit? We'll know the game for 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
You know, so he must have looked at his stats and his data and went, "Oh, he's not fit enough to play."
Yeah, but did he not say last week he was fit enough to play the full 90 minutes?
Aye, that's what he said. He wasn't fit enough to start.
Whereas I think, like, in previous under previous regimes, he was injured. You never know when. If your services are called upon, mate, you're getting paid a wage and you can play 10, 15, 20 minutes or half an hour, whatever it is, you'll be in the squad, you know what I mean? So I think that's that shot across about the players. Was it no Hingme Graham had done that? He says every player, was it at Millwall he said or something, or when he got to Arsenal, he said every player that's on the injury list will be in for 7 in the morning to 5 at night. And there's nobody on the injury table the following day. You know what I mean? So you're putting in, you're taking away the excuses. Does that make sense? You're taking away the excuses to the players because they're not getting away from it. I mean, they're precious. You know what I mean? They're a bit precious. So sometimes I think some of them need to toughen up a bit. Like, you know.
Big Stevie, then Southside.
I agree with Big Al. Some of them do need to toughen up. I've been shouting and bawling about guile and fighting desire in the team, and I seen a wee bit of that Saturday. Al, did you? What do you think yourself, Al? Do you know, see a few slide tackles going in and a wee bit of they done the dirty side of the game? They fought back, they closed down, they put a shift in something up front. Did you know see a wee bit of that, Al?
Aye. Oh, aye.
Yep.
That's what I'm getting. I think he's obviously gave them a message, and I think they tried their best to fulfil that. Like Seema tracking back, I mean, he was right back sometimes, left back, sorry, sometimes, you know. Just that wee bit extra drive, and the players makes a world of difference. Like as I say, there's somebody watching, you know. There's somebody going to hold you to account. I think that's a good thing. So that obviously, if you can't hack it, look, we might get 3 or 4 games and it's just too much for some players. He'll see that before you and me see that. And that's a good thing as well. That's what's that? They get hungry for the chaff or something, the corn for the chaff. You know what I mean? They'll weed themselves out. They'll dig their own graves, and then other people will run with that. They'll find extra energy with that type of direction and positive attitude. So that's all good. That bodes really well for us as a club and as a team, and obviously for the fans and the supporters.
Who's Southside?
I think what I noticed, Big Al, I was in the ground a wee bit earlier than normal the weekend, and I noticed...
What time was that? What time was that? Just out of curiosity.
That would have been 10 to 3.
Okay.
Is that all right for you, aye?
Aye.
That's okay. That was early. It's early for me. So 10 to 3, Big Al, and I could see them finishing their sort of drills. They were doing like shooting drills and stuff, but it was involving 4 and 5 players playing passes, moves, stuff that we hadn't done before at any warm-ups under Michael Beale or even under Gio. So I noticed that was different, and he had them shooting for angles, for outside the box and playing passes, making them use their left and right foot. So that was different as well for what you'd normally see.
But is
even
is that a thing? Was that a thing previously, Southside? Because I can't remember Alan watching the TV, but I can't really remember them being out in the park before the last couple of managers.
Aye, no, they would be warming up and stuff. They usually come out about 2:30, start going out and warming up. But I noticed that for when I was there, and even before being in there a few times for other games, it wasn't as intense. He had players running down both flanks into the box and cutting the ball back with 2 strikers running in and a striker in the midfield and that. And even when the subs were out warming up, he stuck that Stefan van der Hayden, I think it was, and I think he went down and he put cones out and he made sure every single player that was down there warming up was doing what he was telling them to do before they come on the park, which was totally different as well, because sometimes you watch the subs and they don't do very much when they're going down there and warming up, you know. But he had a tempo in them. He had a tempo in them.
There's an intensity. You've got to have an intensity. You've got to get the engine running. You know what I mean? You can't go to a cold start. Like, so that intensity. If he brings that intensity, that's great as well. Like, you know what I mean? That's really good.
It felt as if he was maybe making sure they were right warmed up at the touchline instead of just doing stretches and stalling and looking about and posing about and that and doing a wee run here and there, you know, which they've done for years. But that was all differences, and that probably all helps that when the player comes on, he might not pick up an injury because he's had a decent sort of warm-up. But there's a coach down there making sure that they were doing it, which was different. And as you probably seen and said yourself maybe earlier, talking to the players, each one that come off the park.
Oh, I thought that was...
You know, he gave them a good 20 seconds, so talking to them and that, which was good to see. And he seems to use the emphasis on team all the time. It's going to be a team. So, it was wee steps. Hibs allowed us to probably play in areas because they came out and tried to play football against us and tried to have a go. But our pressure and that and stuff sort of held them back for them really creating any chances. So on the day, we looked for this intensity, application, attitude, and hopefully create chances and score goals. See a difference, Big Al, and we've seen bits and bobs, to be honest.
We've seen bits and bobs.
You've got to be happy.
Thing I liked about it's only a small thing as well. Him at the side of the park, he wasn't just standing there idly standing there just watching the game. I mean, he
was involved.
You'd not want somebody to be a headmaster or a bouncer, you know what I mean, too much. But you need somebody like to coach. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody. Look, come here. If he's still trying to get his information and his tactics over, he needs to be there. So he's standing there with some intent. He wasn't just idly standing there just watching the game passing by. Like a few times you see him passing comment, talking to players, which is a good thing as well. But players need that. You need that direction and instruction. when you're in the middle of the game, your thoughts and your head might drift to something else. He can pull you back and say, no, here we go here, or we go there, or you do whatever,
Standards, Stevie. I wouldn't say that Southside get into the game late, but he contacted me Sunday and said, "Who was that new mascot we got?"
Listen, I'm not getting involved. Southside's my wingman, and me and my wingman were outside at the John Gregg statue discussing tactics before we went in. Is that correct, Mr. Southside?
100% correct.
As we do. But there was somebody missing, Southside, wasn't there? There was me, you, and who else?
Oh, somebody right. didn't turn up, did he?
Aye, that's correct. Somebody didn't turn up. Somebody let us down badly. And the birthday boy, he let us down. But anyway, listen, look, we've all got a wee spring in our step. Big Al, I'm glad you've come on. I'm listening to you tonight. You usually get straight to the point. You're usually there with the graveyard shovel, burying people. And you've come on tonight, and I think you like what you're seeing and all, big man. I'm happy days. He's
definitely.
He's named his mug.
It's only one game, Stevie.
No, let's not get carried away. It wasn't a great upstream. I said that at the start, Big Al. I said that at the start. Let's know, but what we've got to say is, we scored, it was 4 going on 8, Al. I mean, Big Desert with a hat trick, and then Lammers hitting the post. Deary me, it's easier to score. It could have been a hell of a lot more, and we've got to give credit when it's due. As I said,
I'm pleased for Dessers, because I was hoping it was the chances. I'm saying, just put Barry once on, you know what I mean, get one, and you've seen the relief on the guy's face and the relief of the rest of the team, So I'm really pleased for him, and so Sammers will be the same. He gets that goal. The manager's hands are tied with the squad he's got at the moment, so he has to. If he worked that magic in that one game, I'm just hoping he can keep working that magic with the same players. Well, I think we're in a really good position, and then he can add to that, add some more magic, sprinkle the team with. Just one thing: do you think Cantwell will be his main player? Because he said something the other day, like Cantwell is quite an individual player in respects to. I mean, he's skillful. He likes to take the ball and do his own wee thing. I think maybe I'm looking at it totally wrong, but do you think he will? I'm not saying build the team around about him, but he'll play him every game and use him as the fulcrum.
I think he'll be the kind of manager that like his best players in the park. So Todd Campbell will be playing Southside.
Right. I think if you can get a player like Todd Cantwell, and as I said earlier, Big Al, Tom Lawrence, if he's back fit, can fall into that category as well when you're trying to get a tune out of Lammers. And Raskin, they might bring him on further forward up the park. So I think he want to try and get as many flair players on the park, but I think his emphasis, since I've listened to him, seems to be team all the time. It's a team effort, it's going to be teamwork. And I think he'll probably like to have a flair player or two like Cantwell on the park. But as long as they're doing a shift and doing it in the style that he wants, I don't know where he'll give a player. I don't think he's too keen on giving a player a free roll. I might be wrong in that, but I think he's looked for a style and a structure, in my eyes, the way he's been talking. But time will tell, Big Al, and we'll see going forward.
Stevie?
Listen, I'm no naive to think that there'll no be players that stick out for him, right? But I think he's a manager that doesn't want like a main man. I think he's wanting them all to play as a team. I think he's drilling it and he's a team, fight and die for each other. I think that's what he's going to do, mate. Honestly, look, Todd Cantwell will stick out in games. You'll get wee Nico Raskin will play his heart out in games and stick out. But I think his main thing is, I don't think he's like getting a player and saying, right, we're going to build around him. I think he's just got them all. He's playing them as a team. And I think that's how he's going to go forward, mate. He wants a winning team mentality, and he's wanting them to fight for each other and die for each other. And that's how I think he's going to get the winning formula. I really do.
Miguel, your thoughts?
No, well, that's what I was kind of. I think Todd Cantwell's got the attribute. I mean, he does seem to be a bit of a flair player, but he also seems to be quite a bit of a team player. So I think that's really good. as you were saying, I think time will tell. Like, you know what I mean? Right, I'm going to go, boys. I just wanted to phone in because it's the two top jockeys on the night. I've got a koala to get out the tree out the back here. Right, take care, boys.
All the best, big man. Cheers for phoning.
Bye-bye.
Oh, what a character, Big Al. Is that a kangaroo kid?
Can I just say, by the way, Stevie, I've just got a text in saying used to fling me under a bus. So the story was he was delayed. He got there and we just left.
The story I heard is he couldn't find the stadium, mate.
Listen, it's as plain and simple as this. You tell two guys like me and you're meeting them, you meet them. Don't give me any carry on about, oh, well, we're in a Datsun Cherry and the tyres weren't too good, and then we get caught at the lights, and then, oh my God, wouldn't he wear to part of the motor? I mean, come on, you know you're going to the game, 55,000, you know what's going to happen. You leave in time. End of story. Would they be late for the Bulls Championships? No. End of story.
Well, you know what to do next time.
David, we did there, just bolt.
Remember under Big Kafkin Park?
He keeps messing me about to begin in the octagon.
Right, okay. A good point that Big Al made about Todd Cantwell. He's my best player, Southside. He's got to be on the pitch when he's fit.
Aye, we've got to find a position that we think will get the best out of him, and see if you're maybe playing against a low block, it might be better that he's a wee bit no tap up the park, maybe just that bit where he picks the ball up and can go and commit a player or look to play a 1-2 sometimes, you know, driving for a wee bit deeper. But we don't know, we just want him on the park because you can see he's got a talent, he's got an eye, you can see vision, you can see the vision he had to play Dessers in. And obviously he can be a goal threat as we've seen in the past as well, and we want the creative and players like him on the park as much as possible. So hopefully going forward now, he's over his injury and we will see that.
The look fit on Saturday, Stevie, his cameo.
Listen, can I come in here, right? I get, right, he's a good player, right? I get it. He does stick out. His capabilities is unreal. I get it, all right. But how can we say he's our best player? Going to tell me that? He's just back for injury. He's no kicked up. He came on and had a good cameo. He was excellent. His touches were amazing. Yes, I give you that. The pass off. It's only guy in the stadium that's seen the pass. I get it, but how is he our best player? Going to explain that to me.
All right, I'll rephrase it slightly. He's our best football player by a distance.
I would say he's a guy that when he gets the ball, you're more likely to sort of sit at the edge of your seat when he's going forward, more than sitting back in your chair if Ryan Jack's running across in that position. He's probably our most creative player, flair player, gallus player. I think that's what you were probably getting at. And football player, if you look at it that way as well.
Right, I get it. Listen, I'm not arguing with you. I just, when I hear he's our best football player, he's our best football player in the team, I'm saying to myself, well, he's been injured. Before it, he never really showed it. He was in the team. Listen, all I'm saying is, I know his capabilities and I know the potential the boys got. I get it. You're saying
maybe that's the word you've maybe I'll hear that one. He's potentially my best football player then.
Right, aye, but this team's, listen, they've all got to look at themselves in the mirror. I mean, let's not forget, it's the same team that got Michael Beale the bag and they came out on Sunday and it was a different team. So,
talking about teams, time you get yourself a mute, boys.
Right, okay, lads.
All right, get yourself mute because we're going to have a tune.
Every Saturday we follow, we cheer the boys in blue, the most successful team in football. been hard. We've followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. Every Saturday we follow to cheer the boys in blue. The most successful team in football was Scotland's gallant few. Times they have been hard. We follow near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. Every Saturday we follow, we cheer the boys in blue. The most successful team in football was Scotland's gallant few. Times they have been hard. We follow near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. Every Saturday we follow to cheer the boys in blue. The most successful team in football was Scotland's gallant few. Times they have been hard. We follow near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands at Ibrox Park.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, thanks for that. Thanks for that, people. If you ever watch the official video with that, you'll see both the esteemed panel members on it. One's easy to spot, one's hard to spot, and they're both with their offsprings. Posterity there for both the families going forward.
Let's be honest, Ox, you've got your main characters being Jamba, and then you've got your like your wee side people, Mr. Southside, no? No, I'm
Sorry, where are you in my chairs? What did you say? What? Sideshow? Stop your nonsense, boy.
Extra. You're an extra in that video. That's all I'm going to say.
You're at home, I was away, I know.
Neighbours. We can't hear panellists phoning at each other. It's not allowed.
No, definitely no. We're all singing off the one hymn sheet.
Come and give us a phone, 0141 356 1972. Right, he's got another couple of goals for me before I ask you for your team.
I was going to take Catley, and he took Catley for the header.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah.
I know, but I was thinking, in my method, when I thought of my goals, I thought, McCoist, I didn't want to pick two players, so I was trying to pick three strikers, right, and thinking about goals. So I had Catley because I was thinking of a goal somebody scored by the head, right? So he chose him. So I'm going to go for Marco Negri's third goal, I think it was, against Dundee United at Ibrox.
The one who had the goal?
when he flipped to other players, he'd first.
Oh, brilliant.
And then, was it Dijkstraat was in goals for them?
Could have been, it could have been.
And then he lobbed them.
Brilliant.
See, I was thinking of creativity in my goals when you asked it earlier, so he's took a header off me, but I'll go for Marco Negri's goal. Scored 5 that day, I think, didn't he?
What a goal. What a goal. Aye, no bad. Stevie, Nick, you got another one?
I'm going to go for Super Sally, since Southside took him for the first one. I'll take him for the second. The diving header at Parkhead in the Cup. The ball came out and they diving header. Of course, the bells at the full end. Oregon Potty. It was absolutely fantastic. What a diving header.
In the semi-final. The second goal in the semi-final, 98. Aye. Okay. Centre forward.
It was the first one, wasn't it?
Aye. You got a third one, Stevie? Last one?
I'll go for Super Sally again. And the reason I'm going for this goal is because they broke Big DJ's record against Motherwell at Ibrox. It was his chip right at the keeper's head.
Okay.
That was against Motherwell, wasn't it, at Ibrox?
Aye.
Ali Maxwell was in goals for him, I think.
Aye, what a goal it was to break Big DJ's record and all. Aye, different class. Super Sally could score any type of goal, couldn't he? He does. Yep.
So could Big DJ, that header against Wales. Oh.
Yeah, no joke, right. And even the one against PSV, Eindhoven, what year was that? Same year, wasn't it?
78.
Kerry Watson had a dig and he put his heat there. Can you imagine the players now? They'd have ducked out the road of that.
I don't blame them. 77, 78, that was season 77, that game. Aye. So, said your last one before I put you on the spot for your team, mate?
I had Hateley for the header. I think actually we beat Aberdeen 1-0, Pittodrie in the midweek. Big Hateley scored for the edge of the 18-yard box, right into the bottom corner by Snelders. And they battered us that night, and Gorham was unbelievable. Unbelievable. We could have been about 4 or 5 down at half time if it wasn't for Andy Gorham that night, and we came away with the 3 points and a 1-0 victory. And what a header for the edge of the 18-yard box right into the bottom corner. Scored a volley up there and all, but outside his foot, we gubbed him 3-1. I remember that one, and I scored 2 that day, but that header was a cracker. There's loads of goals I thought. I was thinking of Jelavic and all that, and other players Lafferty and that, but they just sort of come into my head the new ups.
Oh, big centre forwards. Lafferty's finished at Commander. The first one,
aye.
Either for Stephen Davis, yeah?
Aye.
Aye. But there's Hunnels. I mean, Big Dad scored a couple of goods in Gerard, didn't he?
Aye. Just a bit of fun, boys. Just a bit of fun. Right, getting back to the serious business of the tomorrow night's game. Big game for us. Southside, we're still not getting that many to pick for. So, but what's your team?
I think it'll be Butland, Tav, Golson, Suter, and I think Ben Davis at left back if they've not got a flying winger. Midfield, I'll be Raskin, Lundstrom, and it'll be I'll go Cantwell, Lammers, Dessers, Seema. Am I missing one? No.
No. That's a 4-2-3-1.
I'm taking Scott Wright out. He'll probably play, but I'm taking him out.
You're putting in Cantwell, yeah?
Aye.
So 2 changes. You've got obviously Davis for Bonner.
Mm-hmm.
Cantwell for Scott Wright, yeah?
Yep.
All right. Stevie?
Exact same team, mate. Exact same team. I said you earlier on the day that I would have took Scott Wright out and put Cantwell on, didn't I? I said that earlier on. That's the exact same team, and then Ben Davis will fall in for Bonner. Yep. Exact same team.
All right.
One the big Seema fella to show his ex-team that he's still got it, you know?
Aye. Would you like to see Seema in the centre forward, Southside?
Well, if you're playing Dessers, then where are you sticking him? Left or right? I think he has to be I think he has to probably, if Dessers plays, he needs to be the focal point to play the ball to. I think unless you're going long, obviously we see my space. But if he plays, I think he's probably plays as a guy that probably takes the brunt of the centre back for them. It will mark him, won't it?
I'm not saying necessarily tomorrow night, but would you like to see Seema play centre forward?
I think on the form that he's on, if it works, aye. But I think the way he's going to persevere now, I think if he's playing close to Dessers, or if he's in, as long as he's in the team and he's running about players in the way we're playing, I think we're going to create chances for him anyway, Hawks. So as much as we've always thought Dessers is a joke figure and might still turn out to no make it at Rangers or whatever happens, but you just want whoever takes that blue jersey to succeed and win and do well. So, but going forward, certain games, I could see him playing as a number 9. If it's pace, we're going for through the middle.
Stevie?
Can I ask a question? Why would you change Seema? I mean, he's batting the goals in. If it's no broke, don't fix it. Why would you change him?
It just looks like a centre forward, mate. He can go both ways, and I just think maybe get more goals potentially. Yeah.
Aye, but I just think the position we're playing him in now, he's finding gaps. He's getting there. He's been in the right place at the right time. You know, some of them have been tap ins, some of them have been worldies, isn't they? Bending into tap corner and stuff in his PSV. But I don't think if the boy's playing out his skin now, I would just leave him where he is, Ox. I really would. But don't get me wrong, if you'd no option, if you'd no centre forward through injuries or suspensions or whatever, then by all means, give the boy a belt at it, definitely. I can see the logic in it.
I read an article today, Billy Reid was saying he's a centre forward Southside, yeah.
Aye, sometimes he looks a wee bit cumbersome when he's out wide, and sometimes he looks like he's about to lose his fit or fall out the odd time, but then suddenly he just picks up and he's away. But he doesn't always look comfortable too much out in the wing, but he's got that injection of pace, as you seen at the weekend when the ball breaks, and he just takes it in his stride, and he took the one touch, and then his second touch, the afterburners went on and he was gone. So I disagree with what Stevie's saying. If you're playing him next to the way it looked on Saturday, for what we saw, Lammers and Seema played close to Dessers. There wasn't the big long ball up, and then he was up there battling, and they're passing 20-yard passes to the next player. They were quite close together at times when Scott Wright was up there as well. So he's looking as if he's going to surround the player round about the striker and try and get patterns and movement. So it'll probably help Seema, like he says, he's getting to burst for the side of the defenders through. So it might be as well to stick with what you know now. But I do agree. If Billy Reid says he can play striker, mate, then no doubt he probably can.
All right, talking about patterns, a guy that likes knitting patterns. We've been joined by Andy Felix. Evening, Andrew.
Good evening, chaps. How's you all doing? You all right? Aye.
Hey, Andy boy.
Aye, good.
Good to hear you, mate.
Listen, I've just been listening away there, and I like the look of this guy, albeit only the one game. But I think there's something about him. But I think what we'll find out tomorrow night is whether these players take on board of what he's taught them to do, or he's asking for them to do. So that's going to be interesting for me to see, if they can up it and stay at a level and go up better than what they have been, and they're taking on what he's trying to imply or impart on them. What do you think of that, boys?
I think it's baby steps, Andy. Yeah. No, for what we've seen, I think it's just always going to be just take on the information that he's giving them, and hopefully, like you said, some might take it straight away and be able to just execute it. Others, you might need to keep telling them hour and hour again till they get it. But as long as they get it, so I think we'll have a good structure tomorrow night. It's a step up for playing in the Premier League. They're better than any team in Scotland, so. But it's the test that we've got, and I think if we, at the worst, come away with a point, then it's a good result and take the 3 points, hopefully, at Ibrox. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow night, Andy, and I think it'll be a good test, but I think the players will be ready for it. We've got plenty of players that have got European experience.
I take your point, Andy. I think, before I go to Stevie, I think I like to cut his jib. I think it's going to be interesting. And it'll be interesting come January to see what happens with his recruitment. That's when you start judging. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Stevie?
I think as much as the players have got a clean slate, I think he has too. You know, to January, as you say, Ox, we'll start to see things moving until he can bring in his own players, you know. So, yes. Anyway, so you know, till he makes his own mark in the team, mate, maybe in January a few things might happen, you know. And I keep saying this about the captaincy, I keep saying it about new players coming in. There's players there that I think you're going to, maybe one or two of them's going to get a fright when they're told they're no longer required. You know what I mean?
Name names.
Listen,
In your opinion.
I'm going to tell you something, Knox, and I don't want to sound. I would get rid of the full back line. There you go. If I was the manager.
Yeah, but the bizarre thing is,
I would keep Tab, but no as a defender. There you go. But I'd get rid of the full back line. There you go.
Is that how you would start that for the coat when the cry was no defenders?
They don't sing up there anyway. They only sing in the European night. No, you don't hear anything for them up in that Coatland, man.
No, it's bizarre, Southside. No, it's bizarre. We've lost 5 goals all season in the league. We've got the best defence in the league.
He wants to sack it, aye. Listen, they're all going to go eventually, right? We know that, but we've got to support them now.
Spent forces.
I know they are, but they know they can't be. They've got to go out and produce the goods for the manager, mate. And some of them will be there to the end of this season, regardless, when it comes to January window. And we'll not be making 4 and 5 changes, I don't think. We might sign 1 player, maybe 2, I think, at a push, but I think that'll be it. And I think he'll get a tune out of some of these players going forward. And that's what we're looking for. So, aye, we know what they've done in the past and let us do on many occasions, but at the moment we need to support them and get this team winning. So the manager's got the confidence, and it's no affecting his job. His hands are tied, but we've got to go with what we've got. So we need to get a tune at these players, and the new ones that have come in, we've got to give a chance to. Because I think the last manager failed with a plan and a clear instruction of how to go forward with the team. We watched it, so we've seen a structure and a plan. So it was only tiny steps, but we can see that he knows what he's talking about, and we know he's a real manager. So we've got to give the squad the benefit of the doubt. But aye, in time, Tav, Coulson, Borna, we'll go. We'll go. It'll change. It's got to change.
I think Borna will not be raised next season. I don't think it takes a bold man to say that, Andy.
No, I mean, he's got to be savvy himself. Like, he can't go blowing them out, and we have to get these players up until January. I think he'll bring a couple in at worst. The only 4 I would keep would be Butland. Going forward, I'm not on about January and shifting them all again. Would be Butland, Cantwell, I'm thinking Raskin. I think I'd keep him. We can't keep Seamer because the money on that will be too heavy. Like, you know what I mean? I can't think about it. But I'm in a plan for Dez's and who's the other guy? What's he called? Lammers, the Dutch guy. I don't think any plans can help there too. I'll be honest with you. I think they're absolutely woeful. But he might do something. But they're still long term for Rangers. They're not the answer. Never in a month for Sundays. You want my 3 goals, by the way, when you were talking about the goals that were in my head?
What was that? Why are you going then, Andy? What was that?
Right, I'm going Derek Johnson in the League Cup final. The second would be Colin Steen at Easter Road to bring the league back, and I would take the Ray Wilkins one against them.
I mean, Ray Wilkins' goal wasn't a centre forward's goal, mate.
Oh, you're talking about a centre forward, right? Okay, well, there was another one that Derek Johnson scored on a day game when we won 1-0. Lupin had a right into the bottom corner. It finished up 1-0, so I'll take that.
I would have put my house on it that you would have went for Colin Steen's goal in Barcelona.
Well, I never thought about that. I do. Hey, time dulls the memory, done it?
Were you at all the games, Andy?
Oh, well, I wasn't bad up to 2 years ago, but now, unless you tell me or mention a game, I'm forgetting the names and everything now. I don't know if that's either the mad cow's disease that's sitting in or a bit of dementia. It's one or the other. But I'm really bad now. I can't. Unless you mention it, I was at that one. I can remember that bloody bad, but just lately, like my memory's absolutely short. Like. But no, that I never thought about that. I was thinking more in Scotland, you know, in big games in Scotland, right enough. I didn't put the European thing to it, to be honest with you. But there's been many great goals, isn't there? You know what I mean? You could rhyme off a million if you wanted.
That was just when that Defoe's goal was just a classic finish, wasn't it? You know.
The one touch straight into the bottom corner. That's class, that one. But that's a guy that knew how to come off of players where to be at the right time and have the confidence in his ability, to be honest with you, to do that. It's a heart, isn't it? It's like the Campbell one there where he pulled it down at the air, and that pass there that he did to create a goal. That was Durant-like, wasn't it, when he did it against the Filth, you know, at the 1-0 game there as well, you know. Good player, Campbell. I think he'll build his team around him. Also, managers don't usually call guys by first name, but I've seen him a couple of times saying Todd this and Todd that, so maybe he's going to build his team around him and play him in the right position. If he plays these guys in the right position, logic tells you you'll get better out of him, won't you? You know what I mean? So let's see what he does. Go to back him. I like the look of him, though. Like, I think for the first time, they've got a manager. You've actually got a manager that's actually involved in the game, if you get what I'm saying. So that's good going forward as well. You know, he's not just going to sit there or pull his jacket up over his face and hide, is it? I think he's going to change formations in and without the game, you know, as he sees it going. So, yeah, that could only be positive. Just buy into it, and I think we'll get there. Hopefully win that League Cup and get the winning feeling back in. You never know where it goes, do you?
No, you never know. Aye, well, listen, good points you made. Southside was going to ask you, were you at all the games, Andy? You might have forgotten now if you can't remember.
No, I've not forgot them. No, I got into serious trouble for running away for Leeds for the Derek Johnson goal. I was definitely at the Hibs game. I was, I started at one place and ended up, I don't know where I ended up. And what was it? The other one, the Old Firm game, the Eric Johnson, I think he scored early doors just before half time. We ended up winning 1-0 and went on to win the league as well. I was at the other one, I know, the 3-0 game, you know, when we turned it around to win the league as well that year. I was at all them 70s, 80s games, like, you know. But the Derek Johnson one, I get it right. Oh, Christ, he was waiting at the door for us, my dad. I've told you. There's some sips in to get up there, I know. Dear, memories. Brilliant days. Wish I could do it all again, to be honest with you.
Aye. You can't turn back time, mate. Yeah.
No, you can't. No, but it's been an absolute pleasure. And as I say, I'll always thank my dad for giving me the right to be a Blue Nose, and that, you know, I idolise him for. So, you know, he gave me the right team and that, and we come from the right stock, so I'm not complaining. And we've had good times, bad times, and we're having a bit hard time now, but it comes round, it swings, you know, it's just taking longer than we want to, but it will do.
Just the fan base, they deserve everything they get, you know, because their loyalty is second to none, and their commitment, you know. They feel the frustrations, and obviously, you know, you can argue all day long, Stevie, about the frustrations of the last few weeks, but as the manager said in his interview, that's gone. You can't do nothing about it now. We've got to look forward.
That's correct, mate. Listen, it's gone. This is crying our spilled milk. We've got to dig our heels in, haven't we? We've got to dig our heels in, get behind the players, get behind the managers, the management team. But the bottom line here is, Ox, it's the same pool of players. We've said it time and time again. Whether he can get a tune out of our nose or other thing, we're hoping he can. And while he's trying to do it, we need to get behind the players. I know Deserts and Lammers isn't like Andy's favourites anyway. He just explained that, you know, and that goes for a lot of Bears, you know. So, but we've got to get behind them. We've just got to get behind them. And at the worst, we keep playing them, we're getting them in a short one day to hopefully get rid of them at some point, aren't we? So you've got to do that anyway, ain't you? So it's really good as well a lift. See the bells that are gone, I'm really looking forward to it. You've got a manager there that's taking people by the collar and whispering in their ears. You've got a manager out in the touchline, rolling his sleeves up and waving and shouting and bawling. We never had that. And things, the same players only a couple of weeks ago, I mean, that game in Limassol, dearie me, I'm going as far to say that's the worst Rangers performance I've ever seen. No fight, no desire, no pride, no nothing. They were just lost. They were just honking. They pass the ball, they fight. I mean, at least if the team were better, you kick a few of them and try and bring them down to your level. But we should be putting teams like that away. We've done it time and time again in Europe where we're punched above our weight. That mob were terrible. They were there for the taking, and we were just that bad. There was no fight or nothing. And that was the worst Rangers performance I've ever seen. It really was. And look at them there on Saturday. Total different team. So what changed?
Apart from the personnel, apart from the personnel at the side of the pitch.
Exactly.
I get it. That was a frustrating performance, and I'll tell you it was frustrating because they were poor and all. They were poor side, aye.
Me, you South Side, and we Andy for Leeds would have been a better half-back line against them.
Yeah, me and Ox never played in defence, so I wouldn't work with the Ox.
See, that's the difference between a good player and a bad one. I could play anywhere, son. I was a left-footed player, and if my manager
that's left back, true. He could play everywhere. He was throwing the last jersey all the time, so
that's terrible, by the way.
I know, stop that. Yeah, my mate was a good player in his day. I know he was. Right?
Yeah,
he was a flying winger, so he was on the left-hand side of that part, up and down. He used to be like Borna when he first came with the energy he had. He used to go up and zoom up and down that part.
Oxter, picture the scene. Big Stevie's playing the midfield, right? I'm a left winger. My captain of the BB's played me in the Summer Cup final. Right? But at the back of the Camp Naval Royal, right? And Big Stevie, we're doing 2-1. Big Stevie takes a Berkey and hits a 20-yarder right into the top corner to make it 2-1. And we get beat 4-1. That's the end of the story. And I got my losers bet 20. But that was my claim to fame. The Summer Cup final, 4-1. I scored a 20-yarder right into the top corner, playing in midfield out of position. But listen, that's the difference with players. I mean, I'd have played Rangers. I'd have played anywhere for them. Anywhere. If Rangers asked me to stand by a corner flag, I would have been. What I mean? You wouldn't have seen me right enough.
Was that a mitre 4 by any chance?
Oh, that was before that, by the way. A mitre 4, Mike Dame. What was the ones? They were leather. It was like a basketball, man. On when it hit your leg.
Mould Master.
The Mould Master. Dear. The old Mould Master on the ash pitches, Big Stevie, fit as a fiddle up and down. They actually called me Roberto Carlos because there's a wee bit of hair loss going into second year.
And you're like, no, I can't say that.
Stevie, did the love of the thighs come up after you give up the football then, like, eh?
Listen, Andy, I was always running away from Polis. I was fit as a fiddle, mate.
Oh, I know that one.
That was 2 all-inclusive holidays that done this to me.
He used to go on for 9 months at a time, Southside.
Andy, I'm putting my that on me a boomerang now.
Oh dear. I remember the old Blair and cover right enough. If you headed a ball with them, you had the stitch mark in your head for about a couple of weeks. They were real heavy balls to play with right enough, you know.
Game's changed, Andy. The game's changed.
I know. I think you get good skillful players playing on them balls, especially when it was, soaking and all that, and you could see the guys that still come out with skill and all that. But there again, if you look at the old guys, maybe that dementia and all that, feeding them balls, they were cheery. But
game's changed. So it seems such a long time ago. I don't know if you remember Andy's point.
No, I don't. Somebody just texted me and said, which shop was Stevie in? The reply come back, Greg's.
Tell that person they were spot on.
I'll let them know.
I was in Greg's, aye. That's right, I was in Greg's. Because 2 steak bakes, the sausage roller hammered.
Brilliant. Ox, I need to go. I'm in the shop. Which shop? Greg's.
Do you know, treat yourself to a Belgian bun, no?
No, see one of them ones. Oh, it's lovely, Southside. It's the chocolate, right? It's a chocolate donut, and when you bite into it, it's got the custard in it, man. Oh, Christmas over again, so it is. And I think you can get a 4-pack in a box, I think, for about £3.50. Oh, magnificent. A tad one into Primark. And they're more late for making back of the motor.
What, you managed to take 4 back to the motor?
Andy, help me out here.
I don't know where to go with this. Well, I'll tell you is that my lady brings me one of these shortbreads with the jam tart heart in the middle. So she must still think I'm all right, after all these years.
I had a lot of fun, Andy.
Well, I'm not allowed them now, actually. I think she's trying to kill me, to be honest with you, like, you know, being diabetic, like, you know. But there you go. That's another story.
Oh, dear.
Sorry.
Oh, brilliant.
So what was the question?
I can't remember. I've given up.
So what's she got feeling then for tomorrow? Do you think we'll go out and attack it, or do you think we'll just play defensive and hold them for the first half hour? Or do you think we'll just have a go? You know?
All out. Helmets on, the whistle's blue and over the top. All out, Andy. Best form of defence.
That's how I'd like to go. I think just be refreshing and, you know, have a go. Like you say, there is players in there that can get you goals and all that. That seems
you
get some.
You get space to play, Andy. You get space to play, you know, and you have opportunities. You just want you get your opportunities. Southside, you've just got to be sensible and make them count.
Aye, I think most of their games, Andy, I think when they played that Cyprus mob, they scored 3 goals for set pieces. It was a long throw in and 2 corners. So they'll be dangerous at set pieces if we give away corners, which we will from time to time. We'll give away the odd one, but we don't want to give away silly free kicks. But it looks like where they can overload our box with the big men for the back and that, and they look quite dangerous. But I believe what Stevie says, we go out, we play, we attack them, we try and dominate the ball, and hopefully we'll create a couple of chances. And if we take them, then that's us on the home straight. After that, I would imagine that we would just go on and win the game, Andy. But it will be a hard game. But I think we'll be better structured and better set up. I think the only problem we've got is who's going to go in at left back. But that aside, listen, we've got nothing to fear. Czech Republic team, come on. We should. Technically, they'll have some good players, but we've got some technically good players and all. So it's just about on the right, Andy, and hopefully we'll get the right result.
You don't think they'll throw Davis there at left back?
It's only one of the few options we've got. We'll come back to you, Andy. We've been joined by old Davey. Evening, Algin.
Hi, how you doing? All right, boys?
David?
Yes.
How about you, sir?
No, I'm fine. I would like that one with Greggs. That was a belter. Who did he play for, by the way? The Greggs? Is that Steve? I'm not kidding you. Tears running down my face there, Stevie. I'll tell you. Brilliant. When it was first mentioned, I said right away, that's going to be Greg's a pie shop. Nowhere else he goes. Anyway, it's good to hear you. I was going to ask you, what do you think about how he'll set up the team tomorrow? Do you think he'll play a I mean, I'm quite impressed with the guy, but I think as Big Al was saying, and I think we've all said it, it's early doors, you can't judge a guy. I just wonder if they'll open up a wee bit and have a pop at him. Jinky will open up and have a go at him, guys.
No, I think he'll play the 4 with the 2 sitters. That's what I personally think he'll do. I don't think he'll change his shape. I know I suggested that earlier on, with playing 3 at the back. I don't think we'll go to the personnel, particularly on the left-hand side of the park, to do that. So I think he'll play the 4 with the 2 sitters, Raskin and Lundstrom, and then that'll be your discipline side of the thing. I think they'll try and get the forward players involved in the ball, and he'll see if he can get a goal. He'll no go 10 men behind the ball. I don't think that you're dead latte, whatever. He'll go out and try and win the game. Southside then, Stevie?
I said earlier, Davey, I don't know if you heard, I think maybe 2 changes. I think he'll play the team similar to played at the weekend, and I just think maybe Davis might go in at left back in a 4. He might play the young boy Devine, maybe. And I think he might play Cantwell instead of Scott Wright. That was my only 2 changes. But he might think Scott Wright deserves to start with a bit of pace. He might be looking for that if we can get further up. But I think it'll be similar to the same team and the same sort of style as what we're trying to play at the weekend, Davey.
Yeah, I think so.
He stole my thunder, David. He stole my thunder. I think it's that game. I think Cantwell or Scott Wright will start the game, and I think Ben Davis is going to get in there for Borna 100% because he'll help out with set pieces and that in the box with a wee bit of height and that too, a bit of experience as well. So I've got nothing much else to report apart from what Southside said to you there, old pal. But it's all about desire, Lamora, for me. And if the whistle blows, the tin hat's going, you go over the top, you get tore in. Best form of defence is attack. You're Glasgow Rangers. You're Glasgow Rangers, man. We're on a high after Sunday, Saturday there, against Hibs, 4 goals for none against. And it should have been 8-0, never mind 4. So let's take that into this game. Let's go for it.
Stevie, God Almighty couldn't steal your thunder. No chance. Can I just say when you were talking about centre forwards? Some of the best goals I ever seen was Jim Forrest. I've seen him taking Big McNeil apart at Parkhead. I mean, the guy was a goal machine, and he was one of the greats, and he should be on that Hall of Fame, but that's a different story, isn't it?
Yeah. Davey, we'll get Ox. Ox, he's Jim Forrest's stats for the punters listening in. He's Jim Forrest's. You hear these stats back there.
Give me 2 seconds, mate. Give me 2 seconds. I'll go play.
Unbelievable.
You know your thoughts on that Southside?
Yeah, I think when you're sort of digging it out, just go through the seasons, it was there in the goals ratio. But for everybody I've spoke to, and I remember my dad telling me as well, and there's a guy that I still know is still alive. He's 86 years of age, and he used to wax lyrical. He obviously a bit Miller, Brandon Wilson and that, but he also used to talk fondly of Jim Forrest. I spoke to 2 directors at 2 AGMs, Davey, and I mentioned it to them. This time I thought they should put Jim Forrest in the Hall of Fame, and they said they would look at it and it'd get mentioned to have a sort of committee. And at that time, James Bisgrove was part of that committee. But with him moving position now, I don't know. They should have went in before he just passed away there, to be honest. But I don't know why they've never done it. Well, we can know why we think they're not doing it. But I believe it should have been done. It should have been done ages ago. It should have been in the Hall of Fame.
Well said.
Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right with you with the stats, David, and here we go.
And the best one, just while you're doing that, Ox, the best goal I ever seen was when I was in Barcelona and Colin Steen stuck a rasper. I know you've mentioned that, but there's a difference between seeing it on the telly and being there. Well, what a goal that was that night. Oh, marvellous.
Is that the same with the videos you watched on a Saturday night?
Hey, I can get back to the black and white days, boys. You don't remember? 120,000.
Jim Forrest started 166 games for us. No substitute appearances. He scored 2 penalties. He scored a grand total of 146 goals in 166 games. He made his debut at 18. Yeah.
That's
in the 62-63 season. And his last game was obviously the famous Berry Rangers game in the 67 season.
Him and Big Dan to blame.
It's frightening stats. You know.
It's really Oxford. And I'll tell you another thing, that was one of the reasons why we didn't win that cup that year. Because Jim Forrest has been playing, we'd have won that game with a canter. We played Roger Ryan, and that was unbelievable.
It's happened twice, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Twice against German teams, mate. We played a European final without a centre forward. Don't embarrass us. Don't I forgot about it.
Yeah, no, but it's unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. But as you're saying, Davey, hopefully, I don't know if the club will do it. It's probably a bit late now. But it should have happened with Jim Forrest. And as you've said, we've had some great strikers throughout the years. When you mentioned Colin Steen as well, you know. It's unfortunate that him and George McLean, whether he should win the Hall of Fame or no, I don't know. Probably would have. I don't know, but certainly Jim Forrest should have been. And hopefully, maybe in time, when they come round to putting other players into the Hall of Fame, then he might be considered.
That'd be good.
Yeah, too late for me. I don't know when the guy was alive, you know.
Well, that's too. They should have. It is too late because he's got family members that would have passed it on to him and let him know that he had been nominated. And at a time, a few years back, we definitely have known about it. You know.
But well, we got a wee petition up, didn't we, a few years back to try.
We did.
Thousands of people to sign it. But anyway, that is what it is. You know, great Forrest. I mentioned that earlier on. Colin Steen goal in Barcelona. What a ball in, wasn't it, Davey?
I think it was Dave Smith that put it through.
Of course it was,
Big Dave. I met him up in the Sandy Garden. Excuse me. I can't remember it. We were doing the leagues at the time. And Big Dave Smith was up in Cobb 72 and he was going up at half time. And I said, "Hey Dave, how you doing? I was in Barcelona." He went, "All right, so was that." I went, very good. Big gentleman, pure gentleman.
Aye, Dave a couple of times. Nice guy, gentleman. You're right. Spot on. Right, are you looking forward to tomorrow night, Andy?
I am actually. I want to see how the as I said earlier on there, I want to see how the players adapt to him. But it's all about them players, him getting into their players' head and them wanting to perform for him. Well, yeah, you know, we get a lot of stick there off of that European game and all that, and you know, we've had a lot of stick in the last few weeks. But I just want to see us come out, show some pride in what the manager's asking, and show some pride in themselves, and we could get a good result there. It sets us up for the group nicely and also takes us into the game at the weekend. You know, keep the momentum going. You know, I know it's early doors, but you 6 or 7 games we're talking down the line and we've won every game. Then our mood and our attitude and everything should have changed and we'll be going forward, wouldn't we? So that's how I'm looking at it. But I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. I'm intrigued. As I asked there, will we just sit in hard and try to hit on the break or will we have a go? That's what's intriguing me for tomorrow, like, you know.
Interesting to see. And by the way, you're spot on. They deserved every bit of stick they got for that last European game. Stevie's here.
Believe me, man, I was rattling off the walls. Our Shug's poor ears was getting it big style. But
you can dress up any way you want. It was a disgrace. It was rang and the players But some of them will never be forgiven. You know, you get other chances if you perform well Southside, but it was out of order.
It was worse than Progress. And Corman, that was one of the worst ones ever. But they were worse than that, you know. That's how bad it slumped to, Andy. That's just the stark reality.
Yeah, well, like they said though, Paul, it's gone now. You know, we've all mumped with gums. We're all hurt and disappointed. But now, you know, it's a new manager, new start. So let's hope we can come somewhere. I'm not naive enough. As long as you lot are not, there is no way he will keep something. He's not daft. Yet, like he says, he wouldn't be the manager. You know, if these players were any good, because they've done it to a couple of others. But he keeps them on side. Maybe gets a couple of them to play, you don't know. But he does that, and then he gets his own players in. I'm sure we'll see, because he'll get somebody that fits into his system and the players he kind of like, that he thinks that'll go with him, and listen to what he's trying to tell them. So, you know, we've got to be patient here. Now, I know the Rangers fans, will know. But, you know, there's a great opportunity here just to start coming forward, win that League Cup. I know in a lot of people's eyes it's not. Always has been for me. I liked it when he says, I want to win all trophies. I mean, geez, when was the last time we had somebody being as positive as that? So, come on, we've got to go now. We can mump with gums, but it's gone. He's gone. So, let's move forward. Hopefully, start picking up some results and getting us back to where we belong, you know. That's just my take on it there, okay?
Stevie.
What was the question again? Andy was putting me to sleep.
I was just going to say, I was obviously talking crap there, Stevie.
Question was, how many steak bakes did you have?
I had 2 steak bakes and a sausage roll. Right, let's get back to the football. Right, what was the question?
Right, it was just quickly say that you mentioned that the performance the other week there. Every bit of criticism they got, they deserved, yeah, but we've got to move on, yeah.
Aye, definitely. It's night and day, innit? I mean, it's the same bunch of players, and as I said to you, against Limassol, and I don't say this lightly, I don't like slagging my team in any shape or form, but that was, talk about blow par. That was an absolute disgrace, that game in Limassol. And then, lo and behold, a couple of games later, Aberdeen, rotten. And then look at them there on Saturday. Absolute fight, desire, closing down, running back. Seema was playing right back at one point. Somebody said that on the show tonight. I think it was Big Al. And the boy was running all over the place, and he was my man in the match on Saturday. And when was the last time, Ox? When was the last time you could have maybe picked 3 Rangers players for man in a match? 3 or 4, you know, that just tells you, doesn't it? But for me, Seema was my man in the match. I thought the big man was excellent. He's in the right place at the right time all the time, and he runs his heart out, defending, doing the dirty side of the game, running back, defending. Excellent, and long may it continue.
I'll tell you what about Seema. Southside, he scored a lot of different types of goals,
Yeah.
Aye, he has certainly showed that, and he's been quite good in the air as well at times. Threat with the pace, and it's good to see that he's getting into positions where he's picking up the odd wee scrap goal that he's had for a couple of wee rebounds, and then he's finished with a plum and other chances that he's had when he burst through against Hibs and put it right in the bottom corner, right across the front of the goalkeeper. So aye, mate, it's encouraging that he's getting himself into the positions and even getting a chance to break away and show his pace and score these type of goals for us.
Davey?
What was the question? No, I'm not having a dig at you, Stevie. I'm not having a dig at you. I was just thinking all the lovely steak bakes you had. I'm quite partial to one of them myself. If you're talking about the manager, I think the guy's very astute. Even what I noticed, I think he's picked up on it earlier on the show about when people were coming off. I remember people coming off and Beale just hardly even gave them a glance. This guy's got a great man-to-man type manager, I think. And I think that'll install, as more games kill, I think that'll install a lot of confidence in people who maybe have lost that. I mean, the Limassol game, we can't even. That's in the past, as Andy says. It's not even worth talking about. I mean, they were as bad as, they were worse than us. But I think going forward, game a couple of games, but I think you'll see more of a team getting together than where we've not been a team. We've played as individuals, and I think he'll bring that. He'll take that and bring it in. That they're all playing for each other. That's just my opinion, guys.
Aye, I get it. Listen, Andy, I think the guy said he's not a magician. Some players lack confidence. Some players are just not going to cut it. He'll be judged as he brings in who he puts out the door and who he brings in. Yeah.
Yeah,
at the moment, we like him.
Yeah, listen, he looks the part, doesn't he? That's all I'll say is, and I think we've actually got a manager for the first time in a long while, you know. So, you know, like you say, we can't judge him now, but I like how he talks. I think he's a bit guarded. I don't think you'll get any nonsense out of him. I don't think he'll stand for it. That's going to be interesting watching the so-called press conference that he has to face along the way. I think he'll end up frustrating these guys because I think he's pretty clever. He's been around a long time, hasn't he? And I think he was a player as well, if I remember rightly. And I think he knows both sides of the game. So yeah, we all hope it works because if it doesn't, it's unthinkable. But we're not going there. It's going to work. I'm looking at it's going to work now. I'm sick of being down all the time about it. I want to see what team do well, and they're always being happy and not falling out amongst each other and all that kind of stuff. It's time to move forward now, whichever way we look at it, and get it done. And if they pull in one direction, it's amazing how results can change, isn't it? You know, that happens in every football team. You know what I mean?
I never thought Andy was a One Direction fan, Southsider.
Don't talk to me about One Direction. I had to take them there one night. Only trouble is I got pish waiting for him. I couldn't drive him in. Getting in trouble that night, I know. But aye. But no, look, we've got to be positive. We can't keep thinking down all the time. You know what I mean? Look for positives and get a result that we all crave tomorrow night. A point will be good enough for me because I think we're good enough at hybrids to sort our end teams. So that would hopefully take us a second spot, wouldn't it? You know, but we're one game at a time, trying to not run away with games. You know.
You're right in some respects, Andy. It's in a way a European tie. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but however, so say we go to win every game, we should.
You've got to try, and it was encouraging to hear the manager saying even if teams are better than us, we're going to go out and try and dominate the ball. And instead of in the past, we've watched us sit in and take a bit of pressure, especially like the Feyenoord game, where we went out with a fear, even at Ibrox, we went out with a fear, you know. So, no, it's encouraging that he wants to go out and have his sort of style and all that and try and implement it in a game. As you said earlier, some of this squad have flung two managers under a bus. You know, he's not that daft. He'll know himself. If he carries one of the players out that entire squad that we think would probably go and he keeps one of them because they performed for him and they're doing what he asked, fair be it. We can't say anything else than that. But in time, that squad will evolve again, which will be good to see, and it'll be his imprint and his type of player that he wants to do a certain job or knows his style that will maybe fit it better than one or two players that will maybe implement it now going forward. But maybe in time we'll see a better player come in with better quality to make it even better.
Yeah. Before we go, we're still on the last pair standing, everybody?
No. Neither you, so don't you start.
I'm just asking. Bad touch, you Southside.
I just thought it was going to be your usual dull humour there. You were going to come up with something, but you know. So how many's left then, just for information purposes?
The same three as last week.
See, I bet you didn't know you were on with Phil and Grant Mitchell tonight, did you?
They're like Ronnie and Roxy Mitchell.
Well, you could be Peggy.
Aye, I could be. Right.
And they all
I can't believe you two would watch that nonsense, even
What?
know who they are.
He's still watching Gandalf Waste outside us.
You've been Hangman Beale on it. What'd you call him? Ox, what'd you call the Beale fella? He's a nut till the end up.
I preferred a bit in sickness and in health.
Oh, aye. Oh, now you're talking, man. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. You can't get bad talking about that. Just
But I love thy neighbour.
He's trying to set you up, Southside. That Southside's trying to set you up, Stevie.
He's trying to stitch me up, all right. Can see if I went into that. There's no way you can talk about that without offending somebody. No way. No way in the world. I mean, imagine them bringing that back. It would last 2 minutes. Oh, brilliant.
Anyway, as I've told you should love thy neighbour, even Andy and David. We've got to try our best. Last word for your good self, David.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment.
Got it?
What?
Your last word?
Well, for me?
Aye, you're David.
Aye, okay. It was great to hear Andy on again tonight. And I don't think I heard him complaining once. And that's brilliant. But it's always a pleasure to hear you, Andy. I must say, it's always a pleasure.
Same as, pal. Same as.
It's always a pleasure to hear the old Hod it and Dod it. And Ox keeps them in check. So thanks for taking my call, guys. It's always a pleasure to speak to all yous at any time. And it's the best show in time. So, no surrender, and God bless the Rangers. Good night, guys.
Night, David.
Hi, David.
Andy.
Pleasure.
Absolute pleasure being on with you tonight. Really enjoyed it right enough, and I'll keep listening every night, and I'll come in at certain stages if you still want me.
Brilliant. Always good to hear from you, mate.
It's great. You know what I think about the show. I don't have to tell you. But like, I enjoy it, like, you know, and it's good for all the bears out there, right? You know, keeps you in touch with each other and all that. So you can't go wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cheers, mate. Great to hear from you.
No problem.
Big Stevie.
What can I say? Sorry for taking you down memory lane. The night, boys, with my hair loss and Greg's and all the carry on, but that's what makes the show. We just don't know where we're going to go with it, do we? And for all the expats out there, Greg's is a great wee shop still. So, by the way, I spent a fortune on it, I should know. But thanks for having us. Thanks for being on with my wingman, Southside. Dream Team Wednesday. Great wee chuckle. Good bit of humour, and we talk about the team that we love. Thanks for having us, Ox. All the best.
Brilliant, big man. God, you make me laugh. Southside.
I thoroughly enjoyed being on the night with my big bucker, Stevie. Always a pleasure to be on the show with him. I thought there were a couple of candidates tonight, Stevie, for Mr. Black. They two it was on.
Better believe it. They'll get you sleep at night.
But no, thoroughly enjoyed being on, mate. It was good to hear Andy and Davey come on the show, and it's always good for a wee bit of banter and talk about the famous Glasgow Rangers. Looking forward to tomorrow, mate. I'd like to hope that we'll get the away win tomorrow, so really looking forward to it. So come on, the Rangers, let's do this.
Yeah.
One team, one crown.
Thanks to Big Al. Thanks to Davey, for joining us. Of course, the one and only Andy for Leeds. And also the two legends, Southside and Big Stevie for doing the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Everybody listen. This is Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night at our normal time, 8 o'clock, just after the game's finished. Remember, it's an early kick-off, 5:45. Take it away, Old School Blue.